Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Okay, Friday the 13th is 1 week away. It may just be another Friday for some, but for others, it's considered unlucky. How did the date get such a bad reputation, and where do these superstitions come from? Here to share more, we welcome back world-renowned psychic therapist and the author of The Secret That's Holding You Back, our friend Vincent Genna. It is always great to see you.
Well, great to see you too, my soul sister.
Oh, okay. What is the deal with this Friday the 13th stuff? Where did it all get started?
Oh, gosh, Hannah, let me tell you something. We are such a superstitious species. I mean, you got to remember from the beginning of time, we were fearful of everything. You know, there was the lightning god, there was the rain god, there was the thunder god, and we used to sacrifice animals and even people to these gods to keep them from hurting us. Well, believe it or not, the superstition of Friday the 13th is a religious superstition. Now, I have to tell everybody that the number 13 is the highest spiritual number in numerology. From the very beginning, it represented the 12 tribes of Israel and Moses, who led them out of Egypt. And then later on, it was the 12 disciples and Jesus. So that always had a very positive connotation. But then, of course, there were those people who said, Jesus was crucified on Friday the 13th.
Oh, no.
So that immediately became a superstition. Then the Templar Knights, they were the ones who guarded the Vatican and the Pope. Well, they were all captured and slaughtered on a Friday the 13th. But here is the funny thing about that Friday part. It was not a Friday the 13th because based on the Hebrew calendar, it was a completely different day that Jesus got crucified. It wasn't until the Gregorian calendar came in that Emperor Constantine put into place back in Rome that it was a Friday the 13th. So then, of course, we started believing that that was bad luck and other things that we started to think were bad luck. So one day a guy is walking down the street, right? And there is a cute little black kitty in front of him. And he's looking at that black kitty going, oh, how sweet. Oh, my gosh. And bam, he walks into a tree. Now, was it because of the black cat who walked in front of him? Or was it because he was a dope for not looking where he was walking? Right, so, of course, now it's black cats that are bad luck if they walk in front of you. Oh, get this one. This is the best one. I love this. This had to happen in New York sometime. Some guy is walking, the same guy who bumped into the tree, by the way, a little further down. He walks under a ladder.
This guy.
And on top of the ladder is a guy painting. The guy drops his paint bucket, hits the same guy on the top of the head. That guy's walking around with bruises like you can't believe, right? And so what does he come up with? It's gotta be bad luck to walk under a ladder. It's ridiculous to walk under a ladder, no matter where the ladder
Who's
is.
walking under a ladder? That is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So that's how these superstitions started. And then you and I have been talking for a long time now about our belief systems. And guess what? If you believe Friday the 13th is going to be an unlucky day, don't go out of the house, because I promise you something is going to happen to you. And it may even happen in your house. So you might as well stay in your bed, stay asleep, don't go out if that's what you believe. But I love Friday the 13th. And a matter of fact, we have a plan on going out. We're going to be doing some celebrating on a Friday the 13th because it's a good day for us, because that's what I believe. Why not? It's only another day of the week, and it's the highest spiritual number ever. I love the number 13. That's where it all started, Hannah, right? Can we just be a ridiculous species sometimes?
Well, and you always say that we are the ones in control of our fate, our destiny, our future. If you think something's unlucky, it will be unlucky for you, because that's what you're putting out into the universe.
I know, absolutely. You're learning. I love it, Hannah. That's great. So you're going to be my partner, and we're going to go do events together because you're so great. But it's so ridiculous that even corporations with high risers, right? they don't put the floor 13. Go into an elevator, you will never find a floor 13 in buildings. That's how bad it is. But you are on the 13th floor, whether you call it 14 or whether you call it anything else, it's still the number 13. And so what? Is something going to happen to that 13th floor all by itself? You know, above it and below it, they're the lucky ones, but you were on that 13th floor. How it is, again, superstition, and we live off of fear. There's where everything happens. Now, granted, now let's go back to the religion thing again and Jesus being crucified. He came down here intentionally to supposedly die for our sins, right? Isn't that what we're taught? Isn't that what Christians are taught? And he knew he was going to die, and chances are he even picked the date. He planned the whole thing out. So is it bad luck because now Christianity formed and our sins were forgiven because he died on Friday the 13th? So therefore, should it be an unlucky day, or it should be the best day in Christianity? But they celebrate Easter. They don't celebrate the death of him for us, right? Of course, because they want us to remember that he died for our sins. He died for our sins. But that was the whole setup of that story. That was the whole setup of the understanding. And it was the whole setup of the religion. So it should be a high holy day.
I think you're right, Vincent. Endlessly fascinating. We could do this for hours. I can't wait till we meet again. Thank you for spending some time with us today.
Same here. I look forward to it. And you see, I'm already set up for fall. We've got fall
good.
over here and a little fire going in the background. People believe that's real too.
We love you, Vincent. Okay, Vincent's book again is The Secret That's Holding You Back. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.